What's up, family? Welcome back. Today, we are talking about something that most people don't slow down long enough to even notice, and that is the delusion we live inside, the stories that shape how we see ourselves, other people, and the world around us. And what happens when you finally start to see past them? Take a deep breath. Now, let's get into it. See, a delusion doesn't always mean something extreme. Most of the time, it's subtle. It's a belief you repeated for so long that feels like truth. It sounds like, I'm not good enough. People always leave. If I don't have it all together, nobody will respect me. My worth is dependent on what I achieve. See, these beliefs don't scream at you, they whisper quietly, shaping how you move through life. You don't question them because they don't feel like opinions, they feel like reality. But they're not reality, they're programs. And the moment you see one clearly, the whole thing cracks. See, most delusions come from three places, one of them being childhood experiences. Not always trauma, just moments that taught you something about yourself that wasn't the full truth. Number two, repetitive environments, friend groups, relationships, or families that reinforce the same narratives over and over again. And three, survival mode. When you're stressed or trying to protect yourself, your mind creates stories that make you feel safer. And even if they're not even accurate. See, delusion is basically your mind saying, I don't know the truth, so I'll fill in the blanks. And we mistake those fill in the blanks for reality. It's not always obvious, but there are patterns. You assume the worst without proof. You take things personal that had nothing to do with you. You feel attacked by someone simply by them setting boundaries. Or you might replay situations trying to find what you did wrong. Or you walk into opportunities expecting failure. You might even do this one, most people do, to stay in relationships you've outgrown because you think you cannot do better. And if your assumptions are louder than your actual experiences, you're seeing the world through a lens that was handed to you, not chosen by you. See, the first step is always the same. Pause long enough to question the story. Ask yourself, what am I telling myself right now? Is this something I know or something I fear? Has this belief actually been proven? Who taught me to think that way? Half of the time, just asking those questions exposes the lie. Awareness is like turning on a light. The monsters in the room don't disappear. You just finally see them for what they are. Seeing past the illusion isn't comfortable because once the story breaks, you can't hide behind it anymore. A lot of people cling to their delusion because they feel so familiar. This is just how I am. This is just how people treat me. This is all I deserve. But the truth is, you're not afraid of the delusion ending. You're afraid of the responsibility that comes with clarity. When you see clearly, you have to change. You have to grow. You have to expect more for yourself. And that takes a lot of courage. See, reality is quieter than your fears. It's less dramatic, less catastrophic. Reality is people can care about you even if you're not perfect. You can try something and succeed on the first attempt. Not everyone is judging you, so don't judge yourself. And you're capable of more than the version of you that is scared. See, reality gives you room to breathe. Delusion traps you in a box you don't fit in anymore. A huge place that this shows up in is in relationships. You might think they're going to leave anyway, so you begin to push them away. They don't care, so you begin to pull back. They're too good for me, so you sabotage. I'm the problem, even when you're not. Seeing past the illusion means realizing you deserve connection that aren't built on fear or assumptions. You deserve people who see you clearly. But you have to be able to see yourself clearly first. One of the most freeing moments in my life is when something I believed for years suddenly lost its power. I began to realize that I was never broken, I was never behind, I was never unworthy. I was just simply seeing myself through a lens that wasn't mine. And when the delusion lifts, what takes its place isn't arrogance, it's clarity, it's calm, it's confidence without even trying. You start making decisions based on reality and not fear, and that changes everything. Seeing past this illusion is not a one-time event, it's a practice. So I say, try this daily. Notice the stories you're telling yourself. Question it. Replace fear with evidence. Act based on truth and not old programming. Eventually, your default becomes clarity. You start trusting what is and not what your mind is imagining. I'll end with this, but seeing past the illusion is one of the greatest acts of self-liberation. When you stop living inside the stories created by fear, ego, and survival, you finally step into the version of you that's been waiting. Not the perfect one, but just the real one. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourself. I'll take a second today and ask yourself, what story am I believing that isn't actually true? Because the moment you question it is the moment you begin to break free. I'll talk to you soon.